Josh Hart has been playing at an all-star level, looking like what Draymond Green looked like from 2015 to 2019. And then after the game the New York Knicks played against the Jazz, Josh Hart gave a comment that proves that he's just built different from other NBA players. As no, he might not be flashy like some guys who are all-star level players, but what Josh Hart brings to the table is just straight up winning basketball. And at this point, with the way Josh Hart is playing, I think it's safe to assume that he deserves some all-star recognition. And we're gonna break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris and Dariel here, and we're gonna jump right into things as always. And if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. It helps us out a ton. But let's jump into this because Dariel, what we've seen from Josh Hart this season is the best season of his NBA career. The man, before the game that the Knicks played against the Utah Jazz tonight, he was averaging 14.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists while shooting 57.6% from the field and 40% from three with an 18.1 PER. Josh Hart is having the best season of his basketball career, and at this point, with the way he plays, with the way that we've seen role players on great teams make all-star games before, I think it's safe to say that Josh Hart, at the very least, deserves some all-star recognition, and then going out after the game and basically saying, yeah, to all the fans who were writing us off, who thought that we were starting slow and wouldn't come back, there you go. And the Knicks have now won 9 straight games. They're absolutely cooking, and Josh Hart is one of the biggest reasons why. Josh Hart just does everything right for the New York Knicks. It's been exemplified this season more than any other season. And what we're seeing from Josh Hart, in my mind, Dariel, is exactly what Steve Kerr pegged him as back in FIBA, saying he doesn't play a specific position. The position he plays is a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, guys, Happy New Year's to everybody in the Knicks Digest family, the Digest channel family, all you guys, even if it's love in the comments, even if it's hate in the comments, Happy New Year's to y'all. Hope you had a great time with your family. But as far as Josh Hart, Josh Hart is one of the best interviewers in the NBA. Like, that's one thing I love about him is like he's not so robotic. I hate players when they give interviews and it's like the coach told us, the coach drew up this X's and O's and next man up mentality. It's so annoying. But then Josh Hart is just out here saying what he wants to say. That's something that I truly miss from the NBA. And yeah, like you said, Josh Hart after today's game, he was interviewed by Bill Pito, and he said that he heard everybody crying and whining, and he just knew that the team needed time just to develop chemistry and gel and all that stuff. But man, Josh Hart is. It's interesting because when you take a step back and you look at what he's able to provide the team, no pun intended, he is the heart and soul of the team. This guy he's able to be good at a little bit of everything in the game. He's not great at one thing. He's not a great shooter. He's not a great ball handler. He's not a great putting the ball on the floor, but he's able to do those things. And then when he's having a really big impact on the game, you look up and his box score is a triple-double. He had a triple-double 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, with the Wizards. He had a triple-double today, 15, 14, and 12. And Josh Hart is just one of those players that's like, you don't really understand the gravity of what he's able to do until he's on your team. And throughout most of his career with Portland, with the Lakers, with Pelicans, like you knew he was a good player. But now that he's with the Knicks, it's like, man, it's kind of like, where would we be without him? So salute to Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart is just someone that's really, really making a name for himself. Cat had a great game as well. Josh Hart and Cat are definitely going to be the players that stand out. Mikal Bridges also had a good game as well. But I kind of wanted to bring up somebody that this is impromptu in the moment because we didn't talk about this. But I kind of wanted to talk about the White Hope himself, Tyler Kolek. So if you look at his box score, not great. 2 points, 1 rebound. He was 1 of 2 from the floor, 0 of 1 from three-point line. He played 12 minutes. Now those minutes he's played because Deuce hamstring injury right before the game, and then Brunson had a calf injury. But earlier today, he was with the Westchester Knicks and he was balling. My man had 36 points. Damn, I just had the stats right here, but then it just went away from me. But what I was going to say is that he was balling. And then in tonight's game, there were moments in the game where this is one of the reasons why me and you really like him, because you could tell that he has a feel for the game. And he's giving out passes. He's making plays for others. He's setting up for others. The only thing that's kind of going against him right now is just it's his rookie year. He doesn't have a lot of weight on him, his athleticism, his speed. But with Jalen Brunson being out and then Cam getting that starting point guard position, I'm just thinking of like Tyler Kolek as he's getting more experience just this season alone, because we're gonna make it to the playoffs, obviously, and then he's gonna get the playoff experience. If he's able to add a little bit here, a little bit there in his game, like I could see him being like one of those point guards that's like you just want him on your team because he just knows how to play. And I said this a long time ago about Tyler Kolek. Like he gives me a little bit of CP3 vibes of just knowing how to play, knowing how to set up your teammates, just putting your teammates in the best situation possible. And I was actually Josh Hart triple double amazing, Cat amazing. But when he was in the game, it's just something about him that like I just kept my eye on him. I was like, damn, this guy knows how to play ball.
Coming off the game where he played in overtime for the Westchester Knicks, had a 36-point outing. The man clearly, whenever he goes to Westchester, is so good. And you've shown that he's an NBA-level player. Unfortunately for Tyler Kolek, he plays on a team that might have the deepest point guard rotation in basketball. And that's not going to work in his favor right now. But Cameron Payne's on a one-year contract. I don't think Cameron Payne's going to be back with the Knicks next year. I think they'll start to go to Tyler Kolek more, with having Deuce McBride in the backcourt as well, as the Knicks do like Deuce McBride more off the ball and more as a combo guard role than specifically a point guard. So I do think we'll see that. I do think we'll see Tyler Kolek get his minutes. I mean, he looked like he was earning them tonight. Obviously, he played a third of the minutes that Cameron Payne played, but at the same time, to me, he looked better than Cameron Payne did tonight. Payne had some nice moments, don't get me wrong. His defense looked nice, but Tyler Kolek just, the offense was flowing with TK out there. There's a reason why he was a plus 11 in only 12 minutes of action. He was very, very good tonight. And we saw 4 assists, 2 points. And again, this is his second game of the day. So, like, I think he deserves a ton of credit. And I do think that Tyler Kolek is going to be an important part of the Knicks down the line. I think he's a pretty clear steal in the draft for the Knicks. Obviously, you can't say he's the steal of the draft. You can't really name the steal of the draft.
Especially this one. This draft was not great.
Yeah, this draft was so weird to begin with. It's impossible to go, this was the steal. Obviously, there's front runners for who's the steal of the draft, but you're not going to know for a few years. And
right.
With Kolek, he has potential to be one of those guys who, if nothing else, people are going to wonder how the hell he ended up in the second round. Like, he doesn't look like a second-round pick. He looks like he was NBA ready from minute one. There was a lot of noise that he might go before the 20s even. So him slipping down the draft boards really worked in the Knicks' favor. Something interesting to highlight is the fact that Tom Thibodeau is a big fan of Tyler Kolek. He was the guy, according to Fred Katz, Tyler Kolek, Tibbs specifically was like the Knicks guy who was like, this is who we go for. This is who we get in the draft. He's a super talented player. Marquette is very good with guys who have stayed in the college system for a while. For example, Dwayne Wade and Jimmy Butler being the most famous iterations of that. There's also plenty of other names you can go look at. You look at a guy like Kolek. He knows how to play the game. He doesn't play like a rookie. He plays with confidence. I think it's such a good sign for the future with Tyler Kolek. I think that he's going to fit in this team very well. And I know there are fans who do want to see him play, and it's just... maybe it's not the answer you want to hear, but you just kind of have to buckle down. He'll get his time. I mean, all these Knicks players eventually get their chance for the most part. It just takes a bit when you're a rookie and you're on a contending team. I know it's weird still to watch a Knicks team that's one of the best teams in the NBA, but when you're one of the best teams in the NBA, you're rarely playing second-round rookies in their first season in the NBA. That's just a thing that doesn't happen very often because the team's good enough to not have to do it. Injuries come around. That rookie gets some burn. What happened tonight? Jalen Brunson's got the calf issue. Deuce McBride tightens up his hamstring.
Yeah.
Tyler Kolek gets minutes. So it'll work out. I liked the way the Knicks bench entirely played tonight. Precious looked good dribbling the ball in. Landry Shamet didn't do much, but
you're gonna talk about do you want to mention a little bit? You want to give your 2 cents about that and one dunk that he had on the Wizards the other day?
Dude, that was unreal.
That was sick.
He's yamming on everyone now. There's a confidence that's come recently with Precious over these last 2 games. And you could say it's because they're playing the Wizards and the Jazz, and that's a fair argument that they're not playing the epitome of good teams. But at the same time, he does look like he's playing with confidence, which the Knicks need going into the game against the Thunder. The Thunder or have the best chance of stopping the Knicks win streak of all the teams that we're looking at. The Thunder are very good. They have the best defense in basketball statistically. It's going to be a tough game for the Knicks to try to win. That being said, I do think the New York Knicks can 100% beat the Thunder.
That's gonna
I think they
be
can beat anyone.
that's going to be a really good gauge to see like where we really are, and hopefully Brunson's back for
Yeah.
that game, especially a Brunson SGA matchup. That is going to be basketball heaven for basketball fans. The last thing I'll say about Tyler Kolek, I do have the stats up. I was able to get it back up. 5 of 9 from 3, 11 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. It's just interesting to see how like when Tyler Kolek goes to the G League, he's dominating. But then when he comes to the NBA, yeah, he's a rookie. But then it's just the level of competition and the level of athleticism, skills. It's just so night and day. It's insane. But shout out to you, Kolek. Keep doing your thing. I gotta give a little love to since Jalen Brunson was out tonight. We gotta give love to the best player on the team, Cat, 31 points. 31 and 21, very, very strong double-double. 10 of 20 from the field, 3 of 6 from three-point line. He played 37 minutes. He ended with a plus 11. Cat's doing well, man. Cat's doing well. I have no bad words to say about Cat. You guys know how I feel about the trade. I'm still a little iffy. I'll wait till April. But there's nothing but flowers for right now. Just flowers to Cat. Keep playing the way you're playing. Keep succeeding. I'm not going to say anything negative. Just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see what happens.
Looking at Cat, the man's just so good. He's having the best season of his NBA career. And I think it's telling when a guy like Cat, who's in his first year of the new team, has come in and has had the best season of his NBA career. Meanwhile, Mikal Bridges is playing like a monster right now. OG Anunoby's having the best season of his NBA career. Josh Hart's having the best season of his career. Jalen Brunson, more last year, but also Brunson just gets better as the year goes on, so it's tough to gauge what's going to happen. Like Brunson, it's every single season, it's the same thing. Like by the time the new year sets in, he just picks up his game. I think he kind of, I don't want to say he like holds off a little bit, but I think he does understand it's a long season and that the Knicks do use him heavily. So I think he warms up as time goes on, essentially. But I do like the way the Knicks are playing. I think they're being coached well. I think they're playing well. I'm really excited to see Mitchell Robinson back, which we are supposed to see sometime this month. We're finally in the month that Mitchell Robinson is supposed to return to the team, Dariel.
Oh my God.
And then something that you'll love, we'll probably never see Jericho Sims step on the floor again.
Dude, the fact that we're supposed to see Mitchell Robinson this month is like, when was the last time we had that feeling of like, oh yeah, Mitchell Robinson should be back? It's like even when he came back last year towards the end of the season and into the playoffs, dude, it's just so long, bro. Mitchell Robinson, like, God, we'll see what happens with him.
Also healthy.
No,
He's
100%, 100%. We'll see what happens with him. One last thing I will definitely like to say is I think I think Alan Hahn mentioned this during the telecast that there was a little bit of like, I could tell that there was a little bit of more of like defensive intent behind this game because we lost to Utah maybe like about 2 months ago in Utah, and that was
November 23rd.
Oh, there you go.
I have the date up on my screen.
There you go. We were supposed 100%. We were supposed to win that, and we lost. And you could tell by the type of energy that OG played with. Mikal Bridges, Cameron Payne was even out there, like kind of locking dudes up. And I just like seeing that. I like knowing that my team that I root for, they take things personally, and they wanted revenge, and they got the revenge in big time. So super happy for that. That's definitely a nice little nugget that I saw from the Knicks team. And I definitely want to see that type of energy for the rest of the season going into the playoffs.
I love the way the Knicks are rolling right now. I do hate the minutes allocation, but I do think with less injuries, I think that should change. Especially Mitchell Robinson coming back will be a help to that. But it will be interesting to see, man.
It's a new year, so we got to bring in the new year right, especially the first duel of the new year.
Absolutely.
I got to do it right. So Jalen Brunson for all the MVPs, get healthy. Hopefully this is a one-game thing. Definitely get healthy.
Facts.
Deuce McBride as well. Get healthy. We need you. Salute to Deuce. OG Anunoby for Defensive Player of the Year. Taj Gibson, I'm sorry you are not part of the basketball zeitgeist right now because you're in Charlotte, but we always love you. We miss you. We want you back on our bench and also as president. But until next time, for Chris and I, we'll check you out in the next video. Peace.